I think Chanel is thinking really, really long term. They really want to create less desirability maybe with the masses and really just focus in on their super rich clients to maintain the longevity of the brand, because if it continues to be this oversaturated, it's gonna lose all its pizzazz.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. Today I wanted to discuss the Chanel price increase that may happen again this year. Now, I mean, it's no surprise Chanel are increasing their prices again. I mean, at this point, it is absolutely unbelievable, the prices. Like, I look at a classic flap on the Australian website and it's like almost $16,000, guys. Like, I'm just like, wow, because I know a lot of you would agree that you can remember like a few years ago when it was 2018, I swear it was like under 8,000. So it's literally probably doubled in only a few years. And I feel like it's just, I mean, someone who is not, I'm not a rich person, so for me, the pricing does matter. But I feel like probably Chanel wants to focus on their clientele that I guess doesn't really mind how much things cost. Maybe they're okay to pay whatever price it is because they're into Chanel or they're a fan of Chanel or they, I don't know, guys, because I even feel like people who are really wealthy still care about how much things cost, like whether they're worth it or not. And like having that perspective of seeing a Chanel classic flap inflate that much, like it is kind of shocking, but I feel like they're probably doing this to alienate a whole pool of clientele, which is, you know, people who aren't rich. So anyone who is not like rolling in money, has so much money they couldn't even spend it all if they tried. That's probably who Chanel are focusing on, right? Because how can this be normal that a classic flap is now $16,000 and they're going to raise the price again to like probably $17,000? If they continue to increase the price at this rate, at what point will it end? Is this the peak of pricing? Because I ask myself every price increase, is this the peak? And I think there is a point where people are literally priced out. And if people are priced out, what does that mean for the brand long term? Well, I've noticed across the board with many different brands, so Louis Vuitton, even Bottega, Saint Laurent, so many brands, their entry-level pieces have gone up so much in price over the last few years. And, you know, having the Neverfull being, I don't know, discontinued or limited, even at the price of $3,000, it is alienating a certain client who would go for that, you know, the monogram pieces. Maybe this is a way to stop luxury being so popular amongst everyone. Maybe these brands are really thinking long term and thinking, look, we have to sacrifice this whole pool of clients who are, you know, not multi-millionaires because it is ruining our brand image. It is making the brands look less special because everybody has it, and they want to eliminate the lines that are happening in the stores outside the boutique. They're wanting to eliminate, I mean, the desperation for people to buy these things as well, because, you know, things like the mini pochette always sold out. It used to, oh, not anymore, but it used to be always sold out because, you know, back in the day it was like $500. It was always sold out. Now that's $1,000. It's really not selling as fast, and it's currently like probably is in stock on the website. Every time I go to the boutique, it's in stock. And that has eliminated, I guess, those people who would always line up to buy those things. Seeing that Chanel is starting to open these like VIP boutiques, which are only for certain people, I really think that these brands are trying to not encourage people who aren't super rich to shop there, because it does create, as I said, it overcrowds the boutique. It makes the brand look more accessible and less exclusive, and it also probably creates a lot of after sales as well, because people who save up to buy a bag, like a special bag, if it doesn't meet the quality standard, if it doesn't meet
one's expectation, there's going to be a lot of after sales with that too. And you know, Chanel and Louis Vuitton have declined a lot in quality over the years, and I imagine they have a lot more complaints from people who really saved up to buy those bags, and they go back to the boutique and they're like, why is my Chanel 22 peeling? Why is my chain broken? Whereas if somebody is super duper rich, they probably might just wear the bag for one season and then, you know, put it on the shelf, or they might just simply not have the time to complain about the quality. Like, there's a different kind of clientele who will just buy, you know, the full look of ready to wear with the bag and wear it once. You know, it's a different kind of person they're trying to cater to. And given that, they actually don't have to focus on the quality as much, because people are buying these brands for the brands. They're buying them to get the hottest looks. They're buying them for the prestige that they have. They're not necessarily buying it for the quality anymore. And because they're not investing more time into crafting these things and, you know, buying better quality leather, they're actually making even more money, because they're investing less into the quality and raising the prices, alienating those people who probably would complain about the quality, and in turn making even more money. Like, if you look at, like, Chanel is not suffering. I mean, I kind of thought, like, if they're alienating this whole pool of clientele who can't afford it anymore, won't they, like, lose a lot of money? But they're not, because they raise the price so much that people will still buy it. Even people who are you know, middle class will still buy it anyway, because they're brainwashed. Actually working, the price increases are making them much more money. And I read in a PurseSwap article that revenues rising 17% according to executives. 2023 is off to a strong start for Chanel. So what does this mean if prices have reached a peak? You know, I think a lot of people are done with spending this much on Chanel in particular. I know a lot of people have said they're done now. They're only shopping pre-loved, which is also scary because there's so many super fakes as well, which almost makes people give up entirely. Like, I feel like it's got to a point now in this day and age, 2023, the prices in the stores are so crazily expensive, but then also pre-loved, you're risking buying a fake. And the pre-loved market is oversaturated with Chanel. So I think Chanel is thinking really, really long term. They really want to create less desirability maybe with the masses, and really just focus in on their super rich clients to maintain the longevity of the brand. Because if it continues to be this oversaturated, it's going to lose all its pizzazz. And I think a lot of people are realizing it is so overrated. It is such, like, it's not worth it. It's not luxurious. It's not high quality. You're literally just paying for a brand. And now that people are starting to wake up to that, it's already having a bit of an impact on their brand image. But, you know, in general, if they stop selling to people who probably realize this, it's, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, the prices are high enough that they can still make a lot of money, and they can still hone into those special clients who are willing to buy season after season, new looks, you know, high jewelry, all these sorts of things. So on YouTube especially, if these brands become so expensive that it becomes so overinflated to a point where a lot of people are going to stop buying luxury, what does that mean? Well, I think we're going to notice that maybe on YouTube there's less of a trend towards collecting luxury, because, you know, if a Neverfull is not available anymore, and like all the new season bags are, like, you know, getting over $6,000, I think a lot more people will be less inclined to save up and spend their money on that, to be honest. And I've watched a lot of unboxings recently. I mean, the Chanel 22 drama with Jacob and Romina, you know, that was a thing that really kicked it off with the Chanel quality issues, I think. And, you know, the heart bag breaking. I remember seeing that on Saki's channel, and Claire Banks, their heart bags, the strap broke. I think that was pretty crazy as well. But with Louis Vuitton, you know, recently I watched Danny O's video about her experience with the quality defects she had with the Kusama collection and Lumi Level Up. I watched her video yesterday about her Nano Speedy and how there were so many flaws with the bag that she just bought from the store. This tiny bag that costs, I think, like $3,000. Like, it's just crazy to want to spend your money on something like that, where the things are falling off it. But if you're somebody who is that rich to throw money away and maybe not really care, then it doesn't really matter. And maybe people who have heaps and heaps of money are just buying these things like fast fashion, and that's why, you know, Louis Vuitton especially are just churning out the collections left, right, and center, because people who are rich and having fun are just buying them and not caring. And yeah, I just don't know, guys. Like, what's going to happen in the future? At what point are the prices going to stop going up? Because honestly, if you look at the comparison between how much a Chanel classic flap has gone up, in percentage wise compared to a Birkin, like a Birkin has actually gone up a lot slower compared to a classic flap. So surely there is a point where the classic flap will stop going up in price, because I already feel like it's at a peak, but what peak is it? Like $100,000 or something? Like, I don't know, I'm exaggerating, but like I feel like it's already so damn expensive. Are they just trying to completely kill off the bag altogether? Is it just that? Like, maybe they're done with the classic flap. Maybe they're done with their bags. Maybe they want to focus on the fine jewelry, guys. Like, I'm just trying to speculate, like, at what point will the price increases stop? Will it ever stop? Like, yeah, but anyways, let me know what you think, guys. And are you still buying Chanel bags from the boutique? Because I think at this point it is really hard to justify, because the resale value is not there anymore, the quality is not there anymore, the luxury experience, I don't know, unless you're a VVIP and going to these special stores, I don't know if it's necessarily there either. So what is the motivation to buy it from the boutique anymore? I guess it's just because you're probably scared to buy a fake on the pre-love market, which is fair enough as well. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about these price increases. Do you think they'll ever slow down, or will there ever be a peak? And yeah, just thanks for listening to my video today, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!